If you're recording video podcasts and you want to create a split screen, host on one side, guest on the other, I'm going to show you two ways of doing that in Riverside.fm. I'm Andy, host of the Inspired Money podcast. I also have a blog called podcastgym.com for podcasters. Let's get to it. People have been asking me, how do I create a split screen with host on one side and guest on the other? There are a couple of ways of doing that in Riverside. I'm going to show you right now. Here we are. This is the Riverside.fm dashboard that has recently been updated. You can go into a recording studio, view all recordings. We're going to view all recordings. I have recorded several more interviews since the last YouTube video that I did. And what I want to show you here is that you've got the high definition WAV files, separate tracks, separate high definition video files, and you have two of them. Here you have constant frame rate MP4s. Those are the ones that I've been using. Riverside says that when you have multiple guests, I think in their example they say 3 or 4, but with constant frame rate, it should just be easier to match up the timing of the audio, video, and have everything work well together. Even just having one host, one guest, 2 tracks, I've been using the constant frame rate files. Now, these are all separate. You can download the internet recordings, and if you do that, these are combined, either the composed audio or the composed video. If you download those, that's pretty much what you're seeing during your live interview. Whereas the higher quality audio and video, those are recorded locally on your computer as the host and on the guest side. And then when you stop recording, the files are uploaded into the cloud. That process should give you higher quality, meaning that you have fewer artifacts like internet glitches because it's recording on the local computer and then getting uploaded. If you want to split the screen, as I said, you can use this download composed video backup, but I want to show you something. Here is the composed video interview with a guest. And during this call, everything seemed fine. Everything was working well. But as the call went on, I think that the guest's internet connection was struggling, wasn't that great. So throughout the call, her video quality, it was okay for a live call. I could see her fine. I could hear her fine. But this video, not great if I want to post that on YouTube. You can see that the quality is degraded. Now, if I look at her locally recorded file, you'll see that the quality is much, much better. And not just at the beginning, but throughout the whole thing. Middle, 3/4 of the way through, the end. So you can see there's definitely a benefit of having it recorded on her computer and then uploaded into the cloud at the end. So what do you want to do within the dashboard if you want the higher quality video? This is what you can do. There's a purple button here, the Magic Editor, which is in beta, and I want to show you how that works really quickly. So by default, it's selecting my track and the guest track. That's the high quality video and audio. You do have a choice to indicate use audio only. I'm not going to do that right now. Add selected. Here you have 2 things that you can do with the audio. You can remove background noise. You can also normalize the gain, which is going to bring my audio and the guest audio closer in volume if one is lower than the other. So that is super helpful. I'm going to click next. Here you have a choice visually. Do you want the full screen video showing, or do you want this, which is filling out the height of the video, but you're seeing less of the entire background? So that's a personal choice. I kind of like using this full video so that you can see everything. It's also important if you had a guest that had 2 people together in one room, because this gets cropped, and if you had two people there, one person's likely to get cropped out, which is not good. So I like this, even though it has the black bar on the top and the bottom. Click Next. Here you can add your logo, which is really cool in concept, but it's a little bit restrictive because positioning, you only have 4 choices. This is the bottom left. Here's the bottom right. You can go top left or you can go top right. You can't nudge it up or nudge it down, move it around. So that's a little bit inflexible. And then this is pretty cool here too. You can include a frame. Since I have the view with the top bar and the bottom bar, if you create a graphic, you can include a frame here. So I could have my logo here. I wouldn't be using this logo, and it's filling in the black, which is much better. In full disclosure, this isn't quite working well for me. When I render the video, it's not appearing as it is here. It may have had a change, but just know that this is still in beta. It's still being tweaked and features are still being added. But what it does work really well for is just taking the high quality video, splitting it, and then you can decide if you want the bars on the top and the bottom or if you want the full cropped video of you and the guest. So if I click Next again, now you can name the file and you can choose the export quality. I usually do 1080p, which is HD. You can do 4K if you want to do that, and you click Finish, and that will process the video. And this takes, I don't really know how long, 10 or 15 minutes. It takes a while because you have 2 very large files and they're being rendered. So it's processing. I can go to the dashboard. If I go to this Compose Track tab, you can see that I previously did this. So let me show you the 4K video that's created. This is without any logo, without any frame. Okay, so it looks like this. So now you've got the split screen. You do have the bars on the top and the bottom, but you'll see that the guest video is super crisp, high definition throughout the entire video because this is the one that was recorded locally and uploaded to the cloud. So I've been really happy recording interviews in Riverside. I haven't run into problems. There's no solution that is perfect. I think everyone has run into an issue eventually or at some point in their experience. But so far, I've recorded about 5 or 6 interviews. All have gone smoothly and really well. If you're considering Riverside and are not a customer yet, consider clicking the affiliate link in the comments. That supports the channel, and I really appreciate that. So now I want to show you how to do this manually. This is the second way of doing this. This is my video editor. I edit in DaVinci Resolve, and it is a free editor. I like it because it's cross-platform. You can use it on a Mac or on a PC, and it's free. I originally started on an iMac using iMovie, and that worked great too. I find that this just has more features, and DaVinci is really well known for its color grading. So here we go. Let me pull in my 2 files. So the individual files, I'm going to pull in me first, drop it in the timeline. And now I will grab Karen's file, also drop that into the timeline. Now we have them both here. I'm going to select them both, and I'm going to reduce them to about half the size. And you can do this in any editor. You should be able to do this in iMovie or whatever editor you're using, Filmora, Premiere. You have a lot of choices. Okay, so now I'm going to select Karen's track. I'm going to shift this over the position, and I'm moving that to the left. I think I want that at about minus 480. If I can do that. There we go. And now I'm going to pick my track and move that to plus 480. I'm going to type this in because it's easier and quicker. So this gives us the split screen. again with the bar on the top and the bottom, and that would work great. Let me reset this. I'm going to put both of the zooms back. If we want to do this full screen and split it the other way that you can do it with the Magic Editor, you can also do that manually. I'm just going to shift Karen a little bit more to the left. And I am going to move me a little bit more to the right. Let's try that. And now I'm going to go to Karen's and I'm going to crop it. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to crop the right side and try to take that to the middle of the screen. Let me just nudge myself over a little bit to the left. And maybe Karen needs to go to the right a little bit. Whoops, I didn't mean to zoom. All right, move her over to the right. I'm going to crop that right side a little more. So there you have it. Those are the two ways you can create a split screen. One, using Riverside.fm inside the dashboard, or doing it in your favorite video editor, doing it manually. You'll have more flexibility. You could add graphics. You could put a logo. You could put different, you could put like a lower third with names, whatever you want to do. So I hope that you found that helpful. If you like this video, please hit like, leave a comment, subscribe if you want money tips from this channel. And one more thing, in the comments, drop the name of your podcast because I want to know who you are and I'll check out your show. I'd love to connect with you and I hope that you found this helpful. Thanks so much.